5 minutes that they had. Like
so, Weege, I got a text from a former pro that said Deegan's bike got claimed. You confirmed this on a text, but then it didn't get claimed. And what happened?
Yep.
How does that not go on? And then I found out from another person that for the last moto, Deegan put in a different motor in Hayden's bike, maybe because they were scared of getting it claimed?
Well, okay. Yeah, let me unpack all this.
Yes,
it's
please
very
do.
complicated.
Yeah.
Very complicated. And I think it's very fitting. Like, we know this is going to be Deegan's last amateur race. So, yeah. What?
What? Oh.
So you cut me off there. We know it's going to be Deegan's last amateur race, so why not go out with a little amateur-level drama and controversy? There is a claiming rule, and it's, I believe for Loretta's, it's double the MSRP of a bike. And the reason that rule is there is to discourage you from running a pro works bike or a super expensive bike at Loretta's. It's an easy way to level the playing field. Don't build a bike that costs more than $18,000 because anyone on the line has the right to buy it from you for $18,000. So if you want to build a $40,000 works bike that's got secrets in it, be aware that anyone can take it. And this rule is there for that reason. And I was told by the Team Green guys that, like, for example, DeFrancesco just rides an off-the-shelf pro circuit bike that anyone could buy. I'm sure it costs more than $18,000, but it doesn't have any secrets in it that they wouldn't sell to the public.
Yeah, I like the rule. I like the rule.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
It's been there for a while, and that's even changed. Like, it didn't used to be double MSRP. Years ago, it was a percentage on top of MSRP, but they've adjusted it.
Yeah, good rule.
Yeah, I heard I think it's still at an amateur race, MSRP plus 30%, but now, I think for Loretta's, they gave them a little wiggle room, went to double MSRP. But anyway, we all know $18,000 for any of those good bikes is a freaking bargain, right? So, a kit suspension alone and a motor package, even if it's not works. Anyway, so someone in Deegan's class claimed the bike. Now, I heard many rumors as to why. The kid actually said himself that he wanted to do a YouTube video with Deegan's bike.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Which, I don't know, not a bad idea. Some were suspicious that the kid's engine builder had the kid do it for him so he could break the engine down and then essentially sell a Deegan spec Star motor, which, again, at $18,000, that's a great investment. But what I think the problem these days is ECUs. Like, I'm sure in the two-stroke days, what would you get? A look at the porting, maybe the transmission, the carb?
You could measure the transfer ports and the heights. Yeah, you could.
But I think ECUs are the scary part. What is in these ECUs? Can you even access it? Because the Cowboy guys are telling me they believe theirs are so password protected that you couldn't even access it. And if you can't access the ECU, none of the rest of it even matters. Needless to say, I think Star was very worried. I don't think Deegan maybe has the exact, say, Justin Cooper Pro Race engine, but it must be close. You know, some of their ECU tricks, I'm sure, are in there.
So what happened?
So I don't think they were. What?
So, like, what happened? Like, okay, so someone
Why
claimed
did it go away?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. So the rule is that you immediately have to turn the bike over. However, Deegan did have another moto on that bike scheduled for that day. So because of that, he got to keep the bike until the end of his final moto. And
I mean,
so they impounded
that's not a rule. Like, they could take it from you after your second moto? That seems weird. Like,
yeah, I guess the way the rule is like you get it when the person is done with their schedule. Because here's what you could do. If you did that, you would just do it at the end of the first moto and just ruin the guy's week. And be you only checked one bike and you're not allowed to race now.
Yeah. So,
but
so they let him ride the third moto.
You should be able to claim it after the third moto, though, and they should, tag the bike
to
where nothing changes.
No, he did it after the third moto of his one class. But
he still had schoolboy too.
But now I heard he put another motor in.
Well, yeah, so...
Look, if that's the case, they should be tagging these things so that can't happen.
Well, they did. So they told Star... Now, Star, I'm sure, is claiming we need another motor because for durability purposes, it's timed out.
Yeah.
Now...
Sure. Right.
They might have been like, swap a stock motor in there. So what I believe they were going to do is tag it. Well, we're going to tag the ECU and the case and cylinder and everything. And when that third moto is over, you have to put the tag motor back in. Like, do not swap.
Yeah.
The motor he bought is the motor he gets. But the only difference was they basically had 18 hours or something between this claim and impounding it and when Deegan's final moto would run. And somewhere along the way, like 4 hours after the kid claimed it, he basically came back and said, I don't want to do it anymore. And no one knows exactly why. He had a change of heart. Someone convinced him to have a change of heart.
Amateur racing, everybody. Catch the fever.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. It's amateur racing.
God.
It's amateur
Good
racing.
God.
Yeah. And Tim Cotter, I talked to Tim Cotter about it today, and he's like, I told the kid, like, no, I want you to be clear, like, we have not pressured you in any way. You have to tell us that you have not been pressured by anybody. Like, you can't threaten to beat people up.
Yeah, so the kid said I wasn't pressured.
No.
Okay.
The kid said no. Yes. And supposedly the kid had a sponsor that told him, like, this is not a good way to go about racing in your career. So I don't know if it's just that or something else.
I think it's fantastic. I would claim that bike if I was rich and an amateur dad, and I would laugh about it and race it the next year. And I wouldn't if my kid was good enough. Kawasaki's not going to go, hey, man, you claimed Deegan's bike. We're not giving you a ride. No. If you are good enough, you'll still get a ride. You're not going to get blackballed for claiming a bike under the rules.
Well, as long as you're really good. I mean, we all know.
Yeah.
People are serial killers if you're fast.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you're a serial killer, you'll get a ride if you're fast.
This has happened before at Loretta's when, like, a claiming story, right? And I think the way around it in the past was that the bike that was being claimed, that rider would essentially get sponsors to approach other riders and provide them the money to also bid for the claim, right? Or put money in for the claim.
So you can make multiple claims.
Yeah, so essentially, like, okay, well, we had this one guy rider who claimed the bike. Now all of a sudden we have these 10 other riders that want to claim the bike. We have to put all their names into a hat and pull one out.
Yep.
I believe that's how it was done in the past to go around that.
It was, because it decreased. Then it becomes a lottery.
It's a lottery, so at least you're like, well, we got a 9 in 10 chance to get it.
Right.
Jeez.
No, I heard. I was talking to some people. Carmichael came back and raced 25 plus years ago, and actually, knowing Carmichael through this, I don't think he brings a works bike. He always told me that he tried to keep his bikes pretty stock as he gets older because it actually forces him to ride a little slower and safer. But I think they were expecting this to happen, thinking he had the trickiest testing Suzuki ever.
Right.
So then I think they figured, we're going to get these counterclaims to make the odds. 10 people are going to bid. So I believe there's a rule, I don't know how you enforce this, that says you can't do things to try to claim the bike back to yourself. How you would know that all 9 claims are on behalf of the original rider, I don't know.
Right.
But they're trying to prevent that from happening. But, I don't know what you're supposed to do. The rule sounds dumb. But if you really think about it, it's not important. Actually a bad rule.
It's a good rule, and it's just when someone actually tries to do it and you try to fight it, that's when it gets odd.
Maybe, and of course it's Deegan, right? They can't get away from this stuff. Like, they can't. Brian and the family, whatever you want to say about him, the kid's ultra fast, but this follows them around.
Yeah, they are a talking point always.
Right.
They are, but I don't know how much is that. Is this just go with, like you said, it's amateur racing, and then the drama just always goes to the biggest name? Like, I don't know if the Deegans are bringing this particular thing on themselves.
No, obviously this has nothing to do with them.
No, but it's just...
there's always news around him. He's like, he's a big deal. He's got, about his YouTube following, and he's a big deal.
Right.
But he's good, too. Rightfully so. You're going to be talked about more if you're fast as shit.
Yep. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance?
Claim, and the claim is gone. That's it.
Did you get a chance? Oh, and also, too, it took 6 days, but Alessi went Alessi.